what is the difference between income tax, sales tax, and payroll tax? Like, what is the, because there's a different resolution process that happens. Hi, I'm Michelle Loskell, CPA and team member here at the Neal Group. I'm here today with Jon Neal, the founder of the Neal Group. We are today in the middle of summer, and you might think we're not busy, but we still are, because we're working on things like tax resolution. So Jon, what does tax resolution mean in simple terms?
Tax resolution means to us that we are helping our clients with situations that have come up from various things. It can be state related, it can be IRS related, but we are trying to resolve them, which takes various forms.
Give me an example of something that needs to be resolved.
Taxpayer gets a notice from the IRS saying that they failed to report some income. We can look at their return, we can look at the documents that they received and determine whether the notice is correct or not. Many times, probably more than half the time, the notices are incorrect, and we can step in and fix it, correct it.
Right. I know that we also do a lot of tax return filings even when they haven't received notices. So someone will walk in the door and say, I haven't filed my tax return for 5 or 6 years. Have you gotten any notices? No, but I just feel like I need to file them.
Right.
So we do a lot of that too. So when you get a notice and they say that you owe money, either the IRS or the state that you live in, do people have options? Do they really have options when they get that notice?
Sure.
As far as if they really owe money or not?
Yeah, there are always options. A lot of times people will come in having a notice. First, as I said before, we need to make sure that the notice is accurate. Mm-hmm. And then we here at the Neal Group kind of take a non-judgmental position. We don't, how can you owe $50,000 to the IRS? So we will look at it. There are basically, I think there are four options, if you will, to paying off taxes. One is to pay it in full if you can. One is to have a payment arrangement over a period of time with either the state or the IRS. One is to do what's called an offer and compromise, which everybody coming into our office, that's the first thing that they ask for. Actually, they ask for this Fresh Start program. There is no such thing as a Fresh Start program. It was developed by marketing people to get business in. And then there's also the option of declaring bankruptcy, which discharges all debt from properly filed tax returns after a certain period of time.
Yeah. I know that people come in and ask a lot of questions about what can the IRS do, or even the state do, to collect on taxes that they owe. So can the IRS really garnish wages or freeze accounts?
Yeah, both the state and the IRS can garnish wages. They can seize your bank account. They can take your Social Security, part of your Social Security check, up to 25%. They can, in very dire cases, seize your house, take your car, close down your business if you run a small business. But those are very rare, because as long as you're communicating with the IRS, and that's something we at the Neal Group are good at, is communicating with the IRS or the state, they'll pretty much work with you. It's when you ignore them and you ignore the notices that they get nasty and do the things that you hear the horror stories about.
Like levy accounts, put a lien on account.
Yeah. We just finished a case recently with a person who owned a business. They were behind on payroll taxes. They sold the building that the business was in, and since they did some good planning, the IRS wasn't able to attach to the building sale, and the IRS got rather angry about it and was threatening all this stuff. And we stepped in and calmed the revenue officer down with the IRS and said, look, this is what it is. And they eventually agreed, and we got her off the hook.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good case. Can tax debt be settled or reduced? Or how likely is this? And what are some circumstances that truthfully can be used to reduce the taxes owed?
In answer to the first part of the question, yes, taxes can be reduced. They can be eliminated in certain cases. But it has to be, again, a certain set of circumstances, and that's where we at the Neal Group come in, is that we can look at those circumstances, see if they fit. You were involved in a situation with a taxpayer who owed over $600,000 in taxes, and we used a provision of the tax law to get that balance down to about $2,300.
Right.
They paid it right away, they're done, they're happy.
Right.
We're working on another case right now where it goes back to about 2012, where it was a married couple, they got divorced, so the IRS is assessing both of them about $600,000 in taxes. We started to ask for an installment plan for one of the taxpayers for $25 a month, because they're ill, they have stage 4 cancer. The IRS did not approve it, but the statute of limitations for the IRS collecting on that debt is going to expire soon. So if we let it ride, by the end of the year, she won't owe that $600,000 at all.
Right. So when we talk resolution, I know we've touched a lot on income taxes, but things like sales tax or payroll tax also can be part of the resolution process. So when someone owes sales tax, are the stakes higher than from an income tax? And sales tax are usually just collected by the state, just to confirm that. Same thing, like payroll taxes are both state and federal. What is the difference between income tax, sales tax, and payroll tax? Like, what is because there's a different resolution process that happens.
Yeah, and there is a big difference between income taxes and then payroll taxes and sales taxes, because payroll taxes and sales tax are considered trust fund taxes. It's money that you're collecting on behalf of the government, and you better pay it over to the government,
Right.
or there are very serious circumstances. They can, if it's sales tax, they can refuse to renew your seller's permit, so you're out of business. payroll taxes, they can come in and shut your business down. They can also, in severe cases, send you to jail for failure to pay payroll taxes. So if you're in that situation, again, we here at the Neal Group can help you stop what they call pyramiding. So you're stopping digging the hole deeper, and we can work with the IRS or the state to get a plan set up so that you can pay off the back taxes while staying current.
Great. That is exactly what I wanted you to say, because my next question was going to be, what's the first step you should do when you feel buried by these problems or this debt? And I think you said it. Come see us at the Neal Group.
Yeah.
So do you want to close with that?
Sure. Anytime you get any kind of notice from the state, from the IRS, actually even the city if you're behind on your property taxes, give us a call, come and see us. We can help. If nothing else, you know that you have somebody else in your corner fighting for you, and it's not the end of the world. So give us a call at 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net.